Well, I actually think he was trying to encourage them in a different way. Look, the president has low approval ratings. If you look at these kind of trial heats, it seems like Democrats have a lead. There's a lot of concern about Republicans losing the House. So I think one thing the president was doing is saying, listen, buck up. It's going to be fine. That guy you saw at the State of the Union who did pretty well, here he is again. I'm not. Maybe I won't be the crazy Trump we saw in 2017. You can count on me to not be a headwind, but maybe I'll be a tailwind. So quit retiring, stay in Congress, fight. We can hold the House.
Perhaps politics makes strange bedfellows. After all, Ben, when we're talking about what happens in this short-term funding bill, budget bill, and the long-term one, you've got the Freedom Caucus chair saying he can't vote for another funding bill, budget bill, unless there are concessions made on immigration. Well, Democrats want the same thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, Democrats want a deal that includes protections for dreamers. They do not want to agree to the things that President Trump talked about today, which is limits on legal immigration, particularly family migration and the lottery. Democrats will never agree to that. And a lot of Republicans don't really like the idea of lower legal immigration because it's bad for the economy. But Jimmy had it exactly right. This was a pep rally for Republicans, basically to say, your president is going to stay on message on the economy, on tax cuts and how they're doing. Republicans think they have a pretty good story to tell if they can just get Trump to focus on that and not the tweets and not the Russia investigation and the rest of it. But there's still a long way to go from here to a government funding deal, as you've just laid out. Everybody is all over the map on this thing. I think they do probably figure out a way to go from February 8th, which is when we get a shutdown, to March 22nd, do a CR to get to that period. But that doesn't address the debt limit. If they can throw the debt limit into that and raise the debt limit as part of that, you'd have something that would be beneficial.
So do you agree with that, Jimmy, that there's really basically no way that by Friday of next week they will have a deal that balls together a continuing resolution and a breakthrough on DACA?
I don't think so.
It.
I think Ben's listen, I don't see that. I don't see that happening. As Ben indicated, even the Republicans themselves have not coalesced around a position such as reducing overall immigration rates. There are plenty of Republicans who would tolerate a wall, who want stronger border security, would like to have more higher skilled people, who do not want to reduce immigration. So they're not set on what they believe. They're not quite sure what the president wants. So I think you still have a lot of volatility, and you're going to see the things sort of kick down the road a little bit further.
Yeah, and all of this happening in the meanwhile on the backdrop of the investigation by Robert Mueller, and now scathing letters sent to Paul Ryan saying that you should remove Nunes from the Intelligence Committee.
Yeah.
What do you make of this and how this affects trying to do the business of running the government?
Right. Well, it certainly is a major distraction from all of that. Republicans are very much focused on when this memo is going to come out, what it's going to say. Democrats, obviously, as well, want to be able to react to this and say you're getting a very incomplete picture of what happened at the FBI as it perhaps sought these wiretaps on Carter Page or whomever else. All of that is highly partisan, highly volatile, and takes away from the bandwidth to talk about infrastructure, to talk about getting a debt limit deal. So, Washington often cannot do more than one thing at a time, and it's certainly focused almost exclusively on the Russia probe right now, on this Nunes memo, and now criticisms of Ryan and Republicans for not stepping in and saying, wait a minute, this is a partisan document that could threaten national security, sources and methods on doing these types of investigations, and however much it might help the president's case on the Russia probe, we can't be in the business of dumping out partisan memos that give an incomplete picture of what the FBI is up to. And a big attack on the FBI, which is typically you don't see the executive branch at war with itself in this way, the president at war with his own Justice Department. We do need to step back a little bit and take a look at how unusual that is.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.